Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Monday, November 3rd, 2025 Board of Selectmen, Highway Commissioners, and Cemetery Commissioners meeting. This meeting is being recorded. We're going to start tonight with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On to our second item, citizens' comments. If anyone wishes to address the board about something that is not on the agenda tonight, you may do so now. And seeing none, we're moving right along to an appointment, or several appointments for the Insurance Advisory Committee. All of these members will have a term to expire June 30th, 2028. The members of this committee are tasked with providing recommendations regarding group health insurance plans and benefits. And we do have a couple of adjustments to make kind of on the fly versus what was printed in the agenda, I believe. So does that about cover it? What's the board's pleasure?
So what's published here, Madam Chair, is not what we're doing tonight? Has these been updated?
No.
So there are a couple of, so the members of the committee are going to be as follows. Paul Konechna for Worcester County Retirement, Amanda Holmes for USW with an alternate of Braden Cutler. The change would be for the DPA. John Galacki would be the main, and the alternate would be Sergeant Keith Remillard. Lieutenant Kevin Holstrom for Local 4271 with an alternate of Firefighter Todd Betts. And then for SEIU 888, the main would be Brian Dorval, and the alternate would be Kyle McDonald.
Make a motion based on the names you just read.
Second.
Discussion.
Some of them present, they want to speak, or they just here to get sworn in after? Or they just here to say hello?
Okay.
We asked them to come,
Yep.
Madam Chair, just to get a rundown as to what their job will be, what their role will be, and to publicly describe why the
Perfect.
advisory committee exists.
Yep.
So for the.
If you want to come up just so that it feeds into the YouTube video.
So for the local 888, that one is going to be primary
Who are
of
you?
Kyle McDonald.
Who are you?
Kyle McDonald.
Okay.
I knew you were, but you gotta say it.
Sorry.
Thanks, Kyle. We got an email after the fact, I think, asking to change it. But so the primary would be Kyle McDonald,
Yes.
and
Then Brian will be the second.
Brian will be the alternate. Okay, perfect. Thank you. We have to amend the motion.
So going back to the way it was published,
Yes.
it's moved, if with the seconds percent.
Perfect.
Is Mr. Dorval here? No. Okay, I accept the change.
Perfect.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Thank you to everyone who volunteered. This is it's an important role, and I'm glad that we have a nice group. Next up, we have the town administrator's report. Board votes to accept report or take any other action relative thereto.
Okay, just to kind of tail end on the last appointment, if it's all right, Madam Chair.
Yes, please.
We're opening bids tomorrow for an independent insurance consultant. When those bids are opened and a consultant has been named, the IAC, which you're all now on, will be brought in and work directly with our independent healthcare consultant to make a recommendation to the board to evaluate what the best healthcare setup will be for the town. That's why we have representatives from each union. And of course, if there are any questions, now would be the time to ask them.
Yep.
Mr. Paul Konechna, what's the timeline on this committee? I know we're appointed through June 30, 2026. However, when do you expect to have?
Madam Chair,
20
Paul's already trying to get off the thing. We haven't even had the first one. The fire chief will take over. He's getting ready to retire anyway.
At that point.
We have to move rather quickly because there are some changes coming down that, with health care the way it is, not just for the town, but throughout the country, there's a lot of changes coming down, so there's going to be some kind of rapid-paced decision-making. And once those decisions are made, because they all are associated with deadlines, you know, coming up over the winter and early spring, things will slow down for the IAC, I think.
So when do you expect a final report and recommendation?
That timeline will be determined by the timelines given by the different healthcare plans that you're evaluating.
Excellent. It'll play itself
There's
out.
generally a 45 to 90-day lag in between to
Okay.
make that notice.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks for stepping up, Paul. Everybody else?
Any other questions about the IAC? Okay, no. Mr. Ruda?
I'm good. Okay, so good news, our $50,000 earmark that Representative Marcy put in for us has been approved. We received notice that the $50,000 earmark was approved for FY '26 in the state budget, and these funds will support repairs and upgrades to the police department, who will get $25,000 in much-needed, primarily cosmetic upgrades, flooring, ceilings, walls, that sort of thing, and to the town hall and senior center. So we're looking at completing that project in the senior center that the Women's Club so generously donated. There were a few counters that remained undone, so I'm getting a quote on that through the director. Hopefully, in a few weeks, by the end of our selectmen meetings and the other boards that meet, we won't find our chairs 3 inches off the ground, so we're looking at that sort of replacement. The ceiling tiles have been pretty precarious since, well, as long as I can remember, in terms of falling on people's heads, particularly the chiefs who are sitting in the back. They're in the worst position possible. So we're going to look at things that we generally don't have in the budget that definitely need to be done. And so we'll keep you updated on those changes as they come. Our FY '26 new growth number was approved by DOR. The new growth value is $23,680. It was based on $23,689,490. The new growth revenue will generate $250,398, and it's a significant increase from prior years, which are typically under $175,000, largely due to the physical inspections that are being made of properties, local businesses, inventories of personal property, and you may recall there was an article that was passed at the last town meeting that paid for those physical inspections, and that's kind of why we do it, to make sure that we're up to speed on evaluating properties appropriately. There's continued progress on the sickle inspection program. The final year is scheduled for FY 2027. Those are the funding amounts that we add to year after year. We've been doing that for 3 or 4 years now. And the next cycle after that will begin in FY 2032, according to the assessor's office. So that's why we do this. There's a block of time where we have to physically inspect it and go through property records to set that. The classification hearing is scheduled for November 17th, I think, right, this month. And that's, of course, where we hear the new property tax rates. I've been working with DEP on a $1 million DEP grant application. That application was completed, but now I'm at a point where I'm working again with DEP because we have, and my intent with the $1 million grant, if we get it, was to apply it towards the $3.9 million of the waterline project that passed that's not covered by the SRF loans. That's the one that we would have to pay 4.5 or 5% interest on. But I'm also now looking at the fact that the $222,000 borrowing article failed to pay for the ongoing maintenance of poets and so forth, to see if we can possibly cut a portion of that $1 million to pay for that, so we don't have to take it out of general revenue. So that created a little bit of a change in and the ability for us to apply that full $1 million to the $3.9 million of uncovered interest rate-based borrowing. So I'll keep the board updated on that. And finally, just before the meeting started, I have a draft updated public and staff Wi-Fi policy. We replaced all of our public and staff Wi-Fi in the building recently. Amanda's been working with Verizon for the last month to get that done, and she's done a fantastic job, but now we have to take a look at the cyber impacts and make sure that we have a policy that meets the need of the public, the need of the employees, and still keeps our network safe and sound. So there's a draft policy that I'm gonna put on the next agenda for the Board of Selectmen to vote. I'm gonna roll this out to all the departments to take a look at it, and if there's any feedback or changes or amendments that need to be made over the next 2 weeks, we can incorporate that into the final policy, which will be on your agenda the next time. And unless you have any questions, that's what I have for this week's Town Administrator Report.
Any questions?
Motion to accept?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Thank you. Right. So next, we've got public business. Board of Selectmen votes to schedule meetings for January 2026 through June 2026, or take any other action relative thereto. I do not have the dates in front of me, but the clerk does, so.
I do.
Could you read those into record, please?
Yes, all in 2026, January 12, January 26, February 9, February 23, March 9, March 23, April 6, May 4, May 18, June 1, and June 29.
I saw-
So moved. Second.
Ooh, discussion. I have a question for discussion, actually. The May 18th meeting, that special town meeting, correct?
It lines up with that.
Yeah, we usually when, or in the past when we've gotten these dates, it's,
It's signified.
yeah.
We'll make sure it's on the schedule.
okay, perfect. Great, that's it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, great. So we'll move on to departmental communication, police.
Just real quick, this week we're going to start the campaign for Toys for Tots, Toys for Tots. We're going to change it around a little bit different this year. Last couple of years, we've collected money and toys, and then had residents come in, pick out the toys. We're going to try to make it a little bit more fair process this year, where we're going to have the Toys for Tots involved. That way, it's a little bit easier process to get the toys out to anybody in need. So we'll have some information on that, but we'll have the collection boxes out in the lobby this week sometime. That's about it.
Thank you. Fire.
Oh, I'm actually gonna get up this week.
I can't believe it.
Hurry up.
It's a long walk from the back row.
I'm gonna tell you something similar. We already started our Toys for Tot drive in conjunction with the Worcester Marine Corps League, and the bins are in the lobby, and you can bring your toys to the fire department lobby and put them in the bin if you would like. This will be our 5th year doing it, I believe. So, bring some toys.
Thank you. Highway. Nothing tonight. Treasurer collector, we'll work from the back to the front.
Good evening. Don't want to steal any of your accountant's thunder. For what's due, 11/3, we're taking the real estate bills today. So of course, when it falls on a Saturday, it's the first business day, you're going to have a water sewer bill that's going to hit the mail beginning of next week, due second week in December. For the people who've had a little bit of an issue, anything unpaid in fiscal '25 as far as water and sewer, this is the time period we're looking at. to make them as a lien on the third quarter bills. And again, everyone knows that if you're paying your real estate, normally your mortgage company is giving you your escrow statement, making sure everything ties out. So when you get the January 1st bill, probably the week before, you should be tying everything out. Also, everybody who's traveling, and I like to say this, let me know. I can always shoot an extra bill down to Florida or wherever somebody is so that everybody gets their other 2 payments in so that we're not late on anything. I won't be discussing health insurance tonight because it seems to dominate the conversation. The Hampshire Council of Governments Insurance Trust is scheduled to have a meeting in 2 weeks. After that, the board will get a better update. People from the inside, there's no new numbers to report for the month of October. So when we have it, we will share it. Beyond that, thank you.
Thank you. And town accountant.
Really brief. We were able to post cash for September in the 3rd week of October, and right after that, follow up with a reconciliation of the general ledger accounts. So we're in great shape coming into November, and I've been very active working with the assessor, working through the recap process to set that tax rate. So hopefully we'll have some good news.
Thank you. ATA. Okay, great. Board member comments. Mr. Siganovich.
Nothing today.
Okay. Mr. Sullivan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was unable to attend the Spooktacular, but I heard it was another rousing success. Thanks to everybody that helps to make that a very important community event, well attended every year. Veterans Day Parade's coming up. It's the easy one. We march from Dudley to Webster. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that either. But if you have a chance, please come out, support the veterans. If you're at the town hall in Webster, it's a 20-minute ceremony. If you're at the town hall in Dudley, it's almost as brief. It's an easy hike. It's parked on the side of the road, but happy Veterans Day to all who served. My father was an Air Force veteran, and they all deserve the accolades they get. Thank you.
Mr. Czarchevsky.
I was just going to mention the Veterans Day Parade and honoring our local veterans, so.
Okay, great. Mr. Johnson.
I have a couple things. The first thing was, at town meeting, I think there was resounding effort put into discussing the Paul Lane and that neighborhood and the potential water line being needed there. Although the mechanisms for what we were working on in the rest of the Eagle Drive neighborhood doesn't allow us to mix and match without ruining, years of work and cost the town probably millions more than it would otherwise. I don't see why then in the spring, whether it pops or not, if we're moving forward in that direction, maybe someone would want to put a warrant article in, at least to do the effort of the engineering for the Paul Lane neighborhood to see if what that cost would look like. So at least the folks in the following fall or the following spring could possibly know what they're dealing with and ask for that. So I think that would be a great conversation to have now that we've got the ball rolling on the rest of the financing for the currently spec'd out work that has to be done correctly and at the right price for the town. Second thing was, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Dudley Board of Health and the holiday food drive to benefit the Webster Dudley Food Share. We all know that due to failures in the other areas of the nation, that we're unable to help some pretty desperate people in need at this time of year. So they're going to be doing non-perishable donations collected from this Friday at 9 a.m. Non-perishable donations collected through Friday, December 5th. Please consider donating to those who could use a little help in putting a holiday in a dinner table. The collection bins are located on the first and second floor in the Dudley Municipal Complex, right here, and also at the Pearl L. Crawford Memorial Library. Thank you.
Thank you. My comments sort of dovetail a little bit with that. I was able to go to the Dudley Women's Club Fall Pocketbook Bingo event yesterday, and it was a huge success. There were so many people there, and it was an absolute blast. Why it's related is at the door they were collecting tea, coffee, and hot chocolate, like hot drink items for the Webster Dudley Food Share. As a lot of people know, this time of year, there are a lot of folks that have to pick between, you know, shuffling grocery money to their heating bills. I mean, we've been lucky that it's been pretty temperate, but I mean, the cold weather's coming, so there's a lot more, there's regularly a lot more put on the local food share, never mind everything that's going on with federal benefits and things like that. So just kind of keep that in mind, and if you have the opportunity to go to an event that's put on by the Dudley Women's Club, definitely do it. It's a great time, and they do a lot of work in the community. I know we've already mentioned them tonight. They do a lot of work in the community to support various areas. So that's kind of my thing. All right. Motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you, everybody.